I just failed a Rubik's Cube world record. But how did I get so close? Why does this fail sting more than any other fail before? And most importantly, why am I actually kind of glad that this happened? But in order to find out, there's a little bit of backstory.
Oh yeah.
Backstory.
I love these. Backstory's cool.
I wonder what it is. Because this isn't the first time that I've nearly broken a world record. April of 2023 was my first real shot at the world record mean, which is like the average of all 3 solves. And at the time, the world record mean was 15.24. And in that round, a year and a half ago, my first solve was a 13.71. And then I got a 15.38. Meaning that on this last solve, I would need just a 16.61 to get the world record mean. The pause! And just like that, one chance for a world record was gone, just because I forgot my memorization for that fraction of a second. It's really hard to get a good mean in blindfolded. In other events, you can make a mistake on one solve because they take out the best and the worst solves, but in blindfolded, you can't make any mistakes. The format means that if you want to get a good mean of 3, then all 3 solves have to be really good. Every part of your memorization must be remembered without fail, and every move has to be executed really well. It's tough, which we'll really get to see soon. And after I missed that world record, it was beaten down to 15.05 by Elliot Kobolansky, and then began the complete domination of Tommy Cherry. He beat the world record mean several times, even down to a 14.05 mean, and he remained nearly a full second faster than anyone else in the world for well over a year. So it would be a big deal to catch up to the king of blind, Tommy Cherry. Real quick, here's 3 reasons why you should shop at the Cubicle, and I'm on holidays right now, so let's make it fun. Now first, is that they have all the best speed cubes, and they also have heaps of cool puzzles, like look at this Hulk one. That's just sick, man. Come on. Now there's a solid chance that there's a snake or a spider or something like just close in there, and that's because I live in Australia. But the cubicles still ship here, and with great prices. In fact, if I spend a certain amount at the Cubicle, then I get free international shipping, which is insane. And depending on where in the world you live, you too might qualify for free international shipping with orders over a certain amount. And third is that it supports me. If you use code SWIFTCUBING at checkout, then not only do you get 5% off your order, but it also helps me out. Oh man, now I'm sandy. Anyways, back to the video. But everything I've been talking about so far was just for the world record mean. But luckily, 3-blind is a pretty scramble-dependent event. When using the top blindfolded solving method, different scrambles take different number of algorithms to solve. So the scramble that you get can have a big impact on the time you get on that solve. So if I were to get a really lucky scramble, luckier than anything Tommy had gotten before, then maybe I could get the world record single. Now don't get me wrong, it would still require a lot of skill and a lot of nerve control, and you've probably heard about what happened next. I got a lucky scramble, I broke the world record, and it was epic. But life kept chugging along. I still had more competitions to compete in, including the North American Championships, which was coming up. And to be honest, I didn't get to practice as much as I would have liked to for this competition, but I still solved really well. I got a 14 in each of the first 2 rounds. And in the finals, Tommy Cherry, who at this point was still probably nearly a full second faster than me, got a best time of 14.48. And on the last solve, I got this. So I had just missed winning one of the most competitive 3-blind competitions by 0.03 seconds. So close. And this near miss really motivated me to practice. I really wanted to podium in the World Championships 2025, which was coming up in about a year. And breaking a world record or 2 would be pretty epic as well. But just doing solves wasn't going to help catch me up to Tommy. Sure, doing solves would help a little bit, but there was definitely more efficient ways to train. And luckily for me, while I was away at the North American Championships, my dad and my brother worked on a sick mechanism thingy to help improve my memorization. Introducing Eager Judge.
Eager Judge! You're recording it.
It's pretty much just a big 3D printed arm with a bit on the end that flips out and blocks my view.
Oh no.
So if I set it to 5 seconds, then after starting the timer and this thing, then it would just flip down after 5 seconds, which means I'll have no choice but to have memorized the cube. This trains me to do a lot more deducing, which is sort of taking an educated guess at the things you haven't memorized yet, but you can get it to be pretty consistent with a lot of practice. And no spoilers, but this may have proved to be a large part of what helped me nearly get the world record. So after doing heaps of practice, I had a competition, Chilling in Toowoomba 2024. In round 1, I managed to get 14s on each of the first 2 solves, which was pretty good, but I would have needed an insane last solve to get the world record mean, which didn't end up happening. But in the finals, this is what happened. The first scramble was slightly better than average, and I managed to memorize in just under 5 seconds, which was definitely in part due to my practice with the eager judge. And after an execution with over 11 turns per second, it was a 13 to start off the finals. Now that was like a pretty flawless solve, crazy memo, crazy good turning, and I actually reckon that the top blinders over the next few years, that will become the new... I can't get this sentence out. And I reckon that as blinders progress over the next few years, that sort of solve will become the new standard. I wish all my solves could be like that right now, but I've still got a long way to go to be that consistently quick. Now on the second solve, the scramble was slightly easier, and after a memorization of 5.5 seconds, I was turning pretty well. And I managed to get another high 13 with just under 11 turns per second. Pretty good. Again, another nearly flawless solve, but now it would come down to this last solve. It seemed that the practice was really paying off, but could I hold it together and break my first world record mean? I would need a 14.59. To be honest, although it would be really frustrating to fail the record, I could learn from it. And all the fails would just make it even more satisfying if I eventually do get the world record mean. And I missed it. My memorization was just too slow and my turning too lucky. But it's okay, because from here I just need to keep on practicing to get as fast as possible. Now begins the grind for the World Championships. Let's go, I'm hyped. Go check out the Cubicle Weekly sale and have a good day. See ya!
Good game.